So this is Gary Berger. I'm on a video conference with Michelle. How are you today?
I'm fabulous.
Great. So we just were able to resolve a case for your daughter. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience in this injury to your daughter?
It was new. It was her first broken bone. She was at a birthday party at a local gymnastics gym, and it was a very low beam. There were a ton of kids there, a ton of birthday parties. It was on a Sunday, so it was very, very busy. And she fell off a beam that was literally on the floor and broke her elbow.
I know. And isn't that the worst as a mom? It's the worst thing you want to
The
have.
worst.
One of my kids, both my daughters both had broken arms. Not through bad parenting on my part, I would like to say, arguably. Although I keep losing Dad of the Year award. So, and did you? I mean, and you weren't there.
I was not there.
Yeah. So we,
Because
as parents,
busy.
we try to be there for everything, but you just
Yeah.
don't do that, right?
Nope, I was not there.
All
So
right.
that's the worst call. And then you feel horrible. You beat yourself up about that. So, and it's her first broken bone. So
Yep.
it was not pleasant.
So you got medical attention, and she
Mhm.
had. Tell me about now. How is she now?
She's fine. She's perfect.
Good.
Yeah, she's in cheer and she's doing great.
Great.
She has a little bitty scar on her elbow, but that's about it. No, she has no complaints.
And does she have hardware in her?
She does not. She had 2 pins in her whenever she had the surgery, but they did pull them out after they took the cast off.
Right. So what is one of the things, or maybe more than one, that you didn't know going into this process that now you know and that you could share with us?
One thing I didn't know is, I guess, it's basically he said, she said. I mean, and I will be forthcoming. I did email them and I said, hey, my insurance covered most of it. If you cover this $2,300, I'm good with that. And his curt response is the one that ignited a fire under me, that I was like, wow, if he's going to act like this, then I'll take it to legal. And that's what I did. I didn't plan on going down this road.
And I get that all the time. For some reason, people through insurance lobbying or something, people think that there's this vast group of people out there that are just running around and making up accidents and stuff. And I'll tell you, I can't tell you what you said to me the first day we met, or what other people say. They say, and I say this to people, calling me is the last thing people want to have.
Mm-hmm.
Went through
It's
an
true.
accident, them or their family member, and then they're fighting an insurance company, and then now they got to go get a lawyer, But
Yep.
that's what you have to do to stand up for yourself, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And it was just the lack of compassion, I guess, that he gave, that it's my daughter.
And they weren't acting in good faith with you because,
No.
and it took a long time. It took longer than I would have wanted in your case,
Mm-hmm.
but we went around and around. We were trying to settle it to avoid, a filed lawsuit, but they kept telling me, as I related to you, they had some statement of some person that said that they were watching very carefully and they weren't negligent and blah, blah, blah. And what was your response to me and that we told them?
There was too many people. There's no way that they were watching closely. And the fact that they called me the next day, didn't ask about my daughter and how she was doing, but I did not sign the release form. So they called me the next day. They asked me to come in and sign a release form after the incident.
And then the other thing where I was trying to go with it, that's great. But the other thing was, you knew all the moms who were there. It's not, I did. That's what you do with parties. I mean, there's so many birthday parties for kids. You go to some, but sometimes you have your mom friends cover for you too.
Yep. Yeah. And every mom's story was the same. There were too many kids. It was crazy.
And they weren't supervising adequately.
Correct.
Because if you go to one of these, and it's not like your kid does a balance beam every day at home or anything. They're in unique environments, and you want to challenge them physically, but you also.
And the balance beam was on the floor. It wasn't even a tall beam. It was, yeah.
And one of the things that I always thought about in this case was, the word a spotter.
Hmm.
That's comes from gymnastics. I have kids who've done gymnastics, and when kids are doing things that like even a little bit high off, or that you spot them. You spot them as a
Yep.
parent, and as a gym type of gymnastics type of party type of deal. That's what they should be doing.
Yep. Yeah.
It lets
And there
kids
wasn't.
challenge themselves.
Yeah. And there was not. I mean,
So
some moms did not say because there were so many people. I mean, it was hot. It was crowded.
right. So then, but so we uh, uh, so we did. They would not offer enough money. We did file a lawsuit. I tried to settle it. We were getting close. Your demands were not unreasonable in any way. You were very clear. Listen, I'm not asking for the moon, but they're being too cheap, and I certainly agreed. So we filed suit, and then what was your tell me something else in your experience? What was going on in your mind then?
After you filed suit, I feel like it went pretty fast. I feel like it was smooth and it went pretty fast, and I was grateful. But there was nothing. It's my first experience, obviously, with this, especially with me being representing my child. So that was new. I was afraid that she would have to come in and talk. That was one of my fears because I don't want to traumatize her at all. But I feel like it was very smooth and very flawless.
Good. Yeah. And so, two things on that. One is that what happened was, and I say this to adjusters all the time. I say, listen, what's going to happen is you're going to hire a lawyer. They're going to know me. They're going to know I'm not a BS type of lawyer that I try cases, and then they're going to call me and they're going to offer us more money. And that's what happened because I knew the
Hmm.
lawyer, and
Yeah.
we had a good, candid conversation. I told him, and that other lawyer happened to have argued cases in the Court of Appeals against him and stuff. We've had some fights. We don't agree necessarily, but anyway, we were able to settle it. We closed the gap.
Yeah.
So that happened quick.
And I was happy with the number.
Yeah. And
Hmm.
then what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, that's the other thing is that you always want to protect your kids. And one of the things I try to teach people is that just because you're filing suit doesn't mean you're going to trial or going to deposition. What I use it as a tactic to put, just like, I know you're a professional. I see you in your sharp Zoom outfit today. Thanks for taking time to.
I have calls all day today.
Well, thanks for taking time out of your
Yeah,
day
of
to do this.
course.
And then, um, yeah, so just because you file suit, it's one of the pressure points that we put on the other side to put the most money on in our client's pocket. So we wear different hats as lawyers. That's one of them is in the end of the day to put as much in your pocket. Tell me about your experience in what we did with the settlement money and the approval process.
What we did with the settlement money, again, that's a whole other avenue that I was not familiar with or not educated on. I liked the fact that you guys actually gave options and what you have seen people do in the past. I actually have a girlfriend that went through it a couple of years ago, so I got some of her feedback as well. But it's not cookie cutter for everybody, and everybody's kids are different, and everybody's kids are going to make different decisions when they get older. I feel like mine is pretty responsible right now, and I think that when she gets older, she will be responsible. So I feel like it was what I chose for her was a good fit, and
Good.
it breaking it out as she got older.
And that's one of the things we do with you and parents, and you are all on board, is you want to entrust for a minor settlement. The courts have rules about one, getting court approval, but two, ensuring that the money is held in trust for the kid,
Hmm.
because that's her injury and it should be her money. And one
Hmm.
of the ways we do that is we put money, what's called a structure, so that a financial institution holds the money that we're not worried is going to go under, and then down the road you set up the types of payments that can help pay for college or pay for a house or whatever it ends up being. And
Yep.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
You chose some good decisions.
And I feel like I broke it up enough where she can use it at different stages in her life. So it's not just, a one and done type thing.
Right.
I think she'll grow and become more responsible, obviously.
What
So,
was your, yeah, how many 18-year-olds make good decisions about money?
Exactly.
Is that what was your calculation or your thinking in that?
I wanted to set her up through different stages of her life. I wanted her to be able to use part of it for college. I wanted her to be able to use it for her house, use it for things that I didn't get the opportunity when I was her age. I just paid off student loans about 5 years ago. I'm 43. It's just, so it's the blessings that I can offer her that I did not have. I paid for my own down payment on my house. It's,
You're a hardworking mom.
I'm a hardworking mom. Yes.
Yeah, that's great though.
So,
I mean, how great is it that that you're so blessed to be in that position? Although it's hard when you look. When we're saying that, I had the same experience in my life. It took me forever to pay off my student loan.
yeah.
Then my first house, and then, but now as I look, and I'm 53, so I'm a decade older. As I look back in my life raising kids, I have two daughters, a little bit older than yours. It gives me I have a lot of gratitude that I made myself go through that so that I can have gratitude about where I am in life.
Agreed. Yeah. Same.
And
And I feel like she will have the opportunities that I did not have.
right, right. But
Mhm.
so it's in my friends and I talk about this, but I kind of want, let me ask you this question, and this is not litigation wise. Do you want her to have student loans and have financial hardship in the early stages of her life?
Absolutely not. No. And my biggest thing with college is with her, I've put money aside for college for her and done all of that. But my whole agreement that I will be sharing with her is that if you graduate college, then I will take on your debt. If you do not graduate college, then it's all yours.
Well, that's a smart way to do it. That's
Hmm.
and yeah, see, because I don't know whether as a parent I don't want to give my kids a silver spoon too and have them not have gratitude or appreciation. So I want to honestly, I think I want to have them have some financial hardship and stuff
Hmm.
so that they appreciate what they earn and they don't feel that it's handed to them in life.
Agree. Yep. Yep.
Um, Great. Well, and then the great thing was that although we were set to have this hearing to approve the settlement, we had done all the paperwork. At the end, we said it was interesting. The other lawyer was from a big firm, and he said,
Who was it? Do you know? Or
"I
I guess
do."
you do know. Who was it?
The firm,
Yeah.
yeah, it was a firm called Pitzer Snodgrass.
Okay. I've not heard of that one.
Yeah. So, but so they had a corona event in their firm. It wasn't related to him or anything, but he said, in the abundance of caution, I'm quarantined, which is very responsible. I really appreciate that. Anyway, we converted everything. The good thing about the court was, although courts are reopening now, and this was open, the courts are also amenable to doing everything on paper, and that's how we were able to convert it. So you
Yeah.
got to miss a court appearance.
I did. It was fabulous. I was actually at a work event when I was signing those documents. Probably signed my life away and I didn't even know it.
Great. All right. Well, anything else to share with us in your experience?
No, it was great. I feel like once it got moving and traction, I feel like it was pretty smooth from there. Casey was great with her communication with me and was always there too. So it was
Great.
good.
Great. Would you recommend me or the firm?
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, listen, I really appreciate you taking the time to do that. I think, other parents, the reason why I do this is other parents going through this, they're going to have the same
Yeah.
questions you have. And then sometimes they get answered like this. So thank you.
No problem. My pleasure. Anytime. Just let me know if you need anything else.
And back at you. I'd like to be your lawyer forever. I always know people, even if it's not my area, I'm always happy to help.
Perfect. I appreciate that, Gary. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.